Hello everyone, this is Jimmy Cultist, back again with another Dreams logic tutorial. Someone on Dreams requested that I do a ball mechanic where you roll up into a ball as a character and you can roll around. And I will be demonstrating it today. I'm using the famous blue blur as a template of sorts for this mechanic. I'm sort of thinking of Sonic, but, you know, because he's kind of the most famous character that does this, but it could be anybody, really. It's not quite the same as how he does it, but you could rig up something from what I'm about to show you here that would work. Now make sure you stamp out a spear, stamp shape, grid snap, and mirror tool. I don't think I actually used grid snap. Let's go back and use grid snap. Alright. We'll select the hue of this character, stamp shape, mirror, clipped mirror, and stamp it out like so. We're going to draw these little speed thingamajigs. Using paint flecks, and we're going to select draw fleck. Oop, that's too big. I think I'm going to restart on this bottom one here. Alright, that should do nicely. Now we're going to group these two. And now that they're grouped, we're going to stamp out a block, which presumably, you know, if you've seen me do this block stuff before, you realize that it would be very handy to just reuse this block a lot, because that's what we're going to do most of the time. And we can reduce the detail of the block, because it won't be visible or collidable. Speaking of collidable, this ball should be not affected by gravity, it should have no density, and these we can mess with. Also make it non-collidable. And we're going to move the brick out a little bit. Oops, because I kind of feel like it's getting in the way. Shrink it down. We're also going to light up these. Make them bright. You can see the example of our template logic in the back. And we're going to copy this out, make it a bit thicker. And we're also going to set it to 2,500. Let's try 5,000. Pulse and jet trail. This is going to make a nice little trail, hopefully, later on. Now let's group these two objects, and we are going to put a microchip right here. And that grouping process is very important. Make sure that these lines are grouped with the ball, and it's then grouped with the cube. And we will take out this, which is a teleporter, set it to match angle, and we're going to call it ball place. almost dead center. If it's not dead center, you'll want to recenter it because it's going to be important later. And now we're going to stick out a little chip. Call it ball mechanics. And we're going to stick out a little tag. Real quick, I want to take a look at this. Alright, just rehearsing and remembering what I was doing. Okay, ball place. If this works correctly, the ball should hover at his feet, like so. Pull it down to floor level, of course, you know, give the effect that we want. And I'm going to go ahead and check the logic in here real quick, just to see what we're dealing with. Oh yes, I also want to add a little effect. A little fog effect with some glow, you know, to kind of give that speed implication. Alright, we'll add a port just for ease of use. And we're going to scope in once. And now that we're inside once, don't scope in twice though, that's the balls group. We don't want to be in that, we want to be outside of it. And we are going to add a rotator. Make sure that grid snap is applied. And we are going to set it to maximum overall dampening and maximum rotation. Local space also. And the affected object will be the ball. The speed will be 500, I think. And 500 is a bit. How about 2,500? Yeah, 2,500 is probably better. How about 1,500? I think that's good. Is it going the right direction? Yeah, it looks like it is. We're also going to make that middle effect a little bit more glowy. Alright, now what's next? Oh yes, the logic. Stamp out a node. We're also going to go in here and make it so circle no longer connects to depossess. We're also going to add force possession because it's going to be useful. And we're going to take R2 and stick it in this node here. Take out a timer, connect R2 to its start input, set it to positional, and I think 0.2 should do, as far as the timer is concerned. We're also going to take out a timeline, set to sustain, and we're going to take the timer output and stick it on the playhead. Funny thing, our last tutorial involved playheads. It's interesting how we sort of, run across these things. And we're going to add a little animation for our character rolling up the ball. This animation will eventually play backwards, though, so we're going to have sort of a, what is the word? Coming out of the animation pose. Sonic often has this thing where he, like, slides and his feet go out, so we're going to do something kind of similar to that. At least for the middle part. I don't think this is quite as involved as actual, as the actual animations that they use in Sonic games. You really could do that, though, if you wanted to. I'm just showing you the simple method, and then you can, like, add the little details yourself, kind of really make it sophisticated. There are several already existing properties, which may or may not be inspired by Sonic, which seem to have copied the mechanics quite successfully, so it can definitely be done. Maybe some of it is remixable as well, if you'd like to try your hand at that. I don't know if they use the same methods as me, though. My methods are always kind of specific. Alright, we're going to turn off procedural animation and procedural walk. And we are turning off poses with this action recorder, which is set to keyframe mode. And we're going to make it gray, because that's just how I, memorize things. And we're going to turn off this, take out an action recorder, and turn it back on again. Believe me, it has its uses. Now we're going to look at this. Oh yes, we will need a mover. I am going to set it to 100% movement strength, local space. Pull this up like so. Oops. Speed 12 should do nicely. We're also going to copy it out for certain reasons. I want a little boost when you roll up into the ball, so I'm going to take this up to 15%. Stick it right there. I also want a slowdown period when you reach the end, when you're coming out of the animation. So 0.1. This will make you have a sudden halt when you've completed the thing. I also want to set the dampening up very high on these so that if you're over a drop or something, you won't fall instantly. To kind of replicate that Sonic-y feel, I suppose. Not entirely necessary, but interesting and accurate. Alright, what else? We're going to pull that ahead just a little bit. And we are going to... this right here. And connect it to this node so that when we're speeding up, there we will be. And we're going to take out another action recorder, make our puppet invisible in physics and properties. We're also going to make our ball invisible as, to start with. Oh, wait a minute. Wrong action recorder. Don't get them mixed up. We're going to go to this one and make it visible. And we're going to make this blue so that we can tell it from the other one and call it Viz. Finally, we're going to take this action recorder, which we're going to call Active. Make it yellow. Stick it on the timeline at the very end, like so. Also, maybe stretch it out a little bit. There we go. And I think if I have done all of my processes correctly, this should work. There we go. I'm holding R2. Now you could make it so that he only briefly goes into a ball, like when he hits a speed boost, he goes into a ball. We aren't really going to be covering that. We're mostly just... I kind of feel like the stoppy part at the end is a little bit... it lacks that Sonic-y charm, I think. I'm going to make that a little bit larger. So that the stopping part, kind of has a little more gusto. You could probably do something better. But knowing the basic mechanic is the primary deal. You can also jump. I will also demonstrate how to, go over a pit. Because, as you notice, we get like a little boost when we first start rolling, which is kind of cool. Kind of gives the player a feeling of momentum. But we can still jump as well. And there's a sudden halt. So that, you know, when we come to the edge or whatever, we stop quite suddenly. Alright, that's pretty much it. Here are the names of all of our lovely cult supporters. Many thanks to all of you. If you'd like to get your name in those credits, check the link in the description and head over to our coffee. You can become a cultist neophyte to become credited at the end of our video, or you can become an acolyte to gain early access to videos in addition to credit. Now, if you aren't in the mood for membership, you can always leave a one-time tip. If you enjoyed this video and are not already subscribed, consider hitting the subscribe button down below. And maybe give us a quick like, both options are free. Also, don't forget to ring the notification bell so you will always be notified when new videos come out. If you have any thoughts, questions, or suggestions, leave them in the comments section. Or if you just want to let out your pent-up rage, give us some smack talk. Until next time, goodbye.